Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to be learning how to use a protractor. At this point, you should understand what angles are and how to write them, and maybe even how to add them. Now we're going to use this tool called a protractor to visualize what these angles actually are. So to get started, let's talk about angle AOB. Whenever we use a protractor, the corner of your angle should be at the origin, which we have labeled as O. We can write angle AOB as angle AOB. Now you will want to look and see how many degrees are between rays OA and ray OB. You can do that by looking at the fractional marks here. You'll notice that there's two sets of them. There's one counting up from 0 to 180 on the inside, and then counting down from 180 to 0 on the outside. These numbers help us determine what angle is in between our different lines. So, as a recommended technique, having 0 here and 30 here, we know that we can take 30 minus 0, which is 30, and that tells us our angle of 30 degrees. Now let's take a look at DOE. Angle DOE goes through the 60 and the 0. You can see in this situation, using the outer numbers makes more sense. 60 minus 0 gives us 60, so we can write angle DOE equals 60 degrees. Now let's take a look at an angle that's in the middle of the protractor. As always, we'll go through the origin. So let's take a look at angle BOD. At this point, we can use either the numbers on the inside or the outside of the arc, but you can't mix and match between the two. So let's use the outside of the arc. This number is 150 on the outside, and this number is 60 degrees. So to figure out what angle BOD is, we take 150 minus 60, and that'll give us 90 degrees. Therefore, we can rewrite this as angle BOD equals 90 degrees. And you may recognize this as a right angle. So we could even label this protractor if we wanted as that being perpendicular. Now let's take a look at adding angles using a protractor. Let's start with BOC. Angle BOC starts with BO, and let's use the inside of the protractor this time. That gives us 30 degrees, and OC gives us 90 degrees. So you will take 90 minus 30 to give you 60. So we can write this as angle BOC equals 60 degrees. Now let's look at angle COD. We can use the inside or the outside. Let's look at the outside in this case. That gives us 90 degrees, and that gives us 60 degrees. 90 minus 60 here, 90 minus 60 gives us 30 degrees. So we will rewrite this as angle COD equals 30 degrees. And let's say we want to add these together. Those will create angle BOD, which you may recognize from our previous problem as angle BOD equals 30 plus 60, which is again that 90 degrees. So in this video, we've talked about how to use a protractor, how to read the different angles on it, and how to add some angles that you have found with your protractor. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching.